Hi, hello, and welcome back. Wow, you hear that mouth pop? I gotta, I gotta listen back. Wait, she's average. Anyways, um, welcome back. And I've done research, I've done research on digital drawing, and I have now realized the problem. It's literally because I've been kind of, um, leaning on my Sometimes my brain stops. Sometimes it glitches. Hold on. Okay, in fine arts, there's a lot of different ways to build value, whether that's hashing or shading or whatever you want to fucking do. There's a lot of different ways to build value and to draw. Um, but it's not in any way like digital painting. I mean, it can be. The one thing that I was thinking when I was watching all of these videos on how to do the do's was that it seemed to resemble um, oil painting a lot. Working on this wet surface and putting down blocks and blending and working with a lot of colors. But, a lot of colors, but it's still a face. Yep, I'm making sense. No, I'm not. Anyways, I don't work with oil paint, so if I had any chance of learning these skills outside of my little YouTube research, I missed that train. But I just want to say that here's me practicing the new method and that kind of stuff. So if it seems kind of amateury, it is. And if it seems like I'm a noob, I am. But I'm learning, and I hope you guys can enjoy me getting better at digital painting along with my dream journal. Yes, this is a dream journal. This is a sketchbook story time. Hello, and let me get into the topic of today without rambling. Oh, and just a quick thing. This is a character named Sulker. I want him to kind of represent depression, but also kind of demonic, and I want him to kind of just be going through life and trying to figure out where he belongs. He doesn't belong here with beautiful things. So he doesn't belong amongst beautiful things, and he enjoys the company of spirits. So just keep that in mind. I'm also developing this character. Anyways, dream. Today's topic is false awakenings. So, wow, I need to stop moving because I know this audio is horrendous. Okay. False awakenings. I've had I've had a couple of them here and there, but never anything consistent. If I have a false awakening, I mean, it's been spread out by years. It usually gets spread out by years. It's not a common thing at all. Um, so there's that. But the reason why today's topic is false awakening is because I believe I have about 3 or 4 in this stream. Now, this dream I had when I'm pretty sure I was out of. Oh, I can't remember. I can't remember if I was out of high school and home for college, or if I was in high school and I was in high school. But this dream happened when my brother was there visiting. So he was there to see the aftermath. But let's get into it. So I was around maybe, let's say, 17 for this dream. So the dream is kind of at the butt end of probably a million other dreams, right? But as far as what I can recall, I recalled the start of this, this butt end dream, right? So I got the feeling that I was dreaming before that, and obviously from my dream, I quote unquote woke up. So when I'm in the bed, I can't move. I have sleep paralysis, or it's just I don't know, can you have sleep paralysis in a dream? Um, I'm gonna say I was just, the vessel that I was in for this dream didn't move, right? I don't know. Maybe that's stupid. I don't know. But I couldn't move. I looked around the room, everything was dim. I do think a light was on, yellow casted light, but I couldn't move. But I could feel this impending danger. Like there was a clock and it was quickly running out of time. So I was panicky. I was trying to move, I was trying to scream, I was trying to move my fingers, I was trying to do absolutely anything because I felt that I was in danger from something, right? And it seemed like as soon as when time ran out, like let's say that I, died, I wasn't successful in getting away from whatever this was, that's when I woke up, right? Because I don't know. For me, if I die in my dreams, then usually I wake up. But in this one, I guess the death wasn't really all that clear. Because when I say that I woke up, I didn't wake up. Obviously, I had another false awakening. So in this one, I'm like, oh my god, that was a weird dream. Probably would have turned into a nightmare, yada yada. I'm having all of those thoughts. And I get out of bed immediately, but then I look around and I'm like, what the fuck? Because there's these old school images all around the walls of like little illustrations of like Bible stories. I feel like everyone has like seen these before with like the gold binding, even if it's not these specific Bible stories. I feel like people have seen this gold binding around and at least know the brand of book that this is branching off of. And these were plastered all around my walls. There was also like, around this time, like mason jars and the rustic thing was like really big. Like not just mason jars, because mason jars still have some hype. But like back then, it was like the whole rustic shebang, right? So like chalkboards and mason jars and twine, bitch. You gotta have the twine. Is that bare? Is that surface bare? Let's wrap it in twine. So it was all like that, and I wanted to dream about it. So we had like these light bulbs. I guess probably twine. I don't really actually remember what the rope was made out of, but there was all these light bulbs hanging from my ceiling. Regular ass bedroom ceiling, and they were lit. The light bulbs were lit. So I guess I want to believe that they were wires for that to make sense, but who knows? Maybe it wasn't. And I kind of freaked, obviously. It didn't make any sense. My room didn't make any sense. I knew that I was dreaming at this point. And now I was just trying to force myself awake because I realized I didn't wake up the first time and I was kind of peeved about it. So I forced myself awake, and once again, I'm laying in my twin size bed. So weird to think about. Like, whenever I tell this dream, I just think about that twin size bed. I'm just like, wow, it's been a second. But I'm back in the twin size bed. This time, I get out of bed. Everything seems normal. Everything seems normal, right? So I walk out the room, I go immediately to my mother's room, which is like, I don't know, if you think about like 3 doors spaced out, it was 1 door away. So not the one next to it, but like another door away. Like there's a staircase between our bedrooms. There you go. I don't know why I'm trying to make it more difficult. There's a staircase between our bedrooms. So I went past the staircase into her bedroom on the other side. And I went in there, like literally like sweating, like, bro, you're not gonna believe the dream that I just had. I'm so confused. But then I see her, like, this is a master bedroom, by the way, and I see her laying on the floor with my brother, and they're both just on the laptop, just chilling, just hanging out, doing something. Fucking weirdos. And I'm just like, oh no, I'm still dreaming. My brother lives with his dad. He's not supposed to be here. That doesn't make sense. So I wake up again, and this is, I haven't been counting the false awakenings. I think that was 3, because this time I am awake. This time I wake up for real. But when I wake up, I look in my room, in the middle of my room, and there is let me make sure the audio's good. I wake up and I look in the middle of my room, and there is a swarm of flies, like big fucking flies. Not like big as in like unusually big, but just like big ass house flies or horse flies, like those kinds of shit big. And in all of that was wings. I saw wings, like a bird, fly towards me. So that's when I fell to the ground and I screamed, like out loud, not in a dream. I screamed out loud into the real world and didn't even have time to feel embarrassed or be like, what the fuck are you doing? Because I believed it. That's never happened where a dream has blended. Well, I mean, now it has, but at that point, it's never happened where a dream has blended into reality like that, where I was still, like, my eyes were still dreaming. I don't know. And I believed it. So I screamed, I looked around, and everything was gone. And I'm like, no, there's no way everything could be gone. So you know how, like, if a fly is, like, on a surface and you, like, kind of tap the surface, it flies up? That's what I did. Because I immediately wanted to know if I was fucking crazy or not. So I just started tapping surfaces like crazy. I tapped all the way down my dresser, and I tapped my bed, and I shook my curtains, hoping that there was some kind of explanation for what I saw. Like maybe I saw one fly and my dream was like, multiply it. I don't know. But there was no bugs in my room. There was obviously not a bird, a crow. That's what it looked like. And I'm like, oh, wow. Like after I was done tapping, I'm like, wow. Because usually with my dreams, at that point I thought I was an experienced dreamer. I think I am now, but who knows? Maybe I'm not. Maybe I'll have a dream that will put me in perspective. But at that point, I'm just like, with all the dreams that I had to that day, I really got fooled by something like that, you know? It didn't make sense that I could just so easily get fooled by something, like a swarm of bugs and a bird. It didn't make sense. So that's the thoughts I was having. And also that I needed drinks. So I went downstairs and I went to go get some water, and I realized that my brother was still awake. My mom was out. But my brother was awake and he was downstairs playing a game on the computer, and I'm in the fridge getting food, and he's like, oh no, I'm like, did you hear that? Not really sure, like maybe I didn't scream in real life. And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, you heard me scream and you didn't do nothing. He's like, yeah. And I'm like, okay, cool, shit. And then I told him about my dream because it was fucking crazy. And that was it. Never had a dream like that again. Never had consecutive false awakenings again. Never have I seen that bug and crow like imagery in a dream or outside of a dream ever again. Yeah. So okay, that's the end of the dream. That's where it stopped. That's the events that happened after. So what do I think? I really, again, don't know. Most of these dreams I'm going to be sharing with you is me not knowing. But let me, take a swing at maybe brain stopped. Let me take a gander at where the materials came from for the dream. So bedroom, that's my bedroom. I did forget to say that. Okay, so yes, I don't live with my brother. So in my dream, I was kind of correct to think like, oh, my brother's here, but we don't live together anymore. So like, this is a dream. This isn't right. Like I was kind of right to think that, but also that weekend, my brother was visiting. So it would have been fine. You know what I mean? It would have made sense in that instance for him to be there. But dream me is just like, nope, no, this shit's shady, which is fair. But did want to touch on that. But so that part of the dream, that whole like me being able to tell that I'm dreaming was from the fact that we don't live together. But he was there because he was visiting. The rustic moment with the children Bible-y images, I don't know. Kind of a nice warm aesthetic. In the moment, it was very creepy. Those books, I know sometimes I'll get on this thing where it's just like, oh, I have this memory of this thing. Where was that from? And I would totally believe it if I was like, oh, I remember this image of these kids in this book. Where's that from? Do I still have those books kind of moment? And maybe that went into my dream. And my dream was like, yes, you know exactly what these books are. Here they are. So it could have been something like that. Like me trying to just scoop it out of my brain. It did get scooped, but it just happened in a dream. Now I can't forget them. The rustic stuff, I don't know. I do not know. I was never into that shit. I do like the mason jars. I feel like that's everybody. No one really wanted to do the full rustic thing, but the mason jars were fucking cute, so that's what stuck around to this day. The whole impending danger feeling thing. Sometimes my dreams just take that turn. Sometimes it's obviously why. Sometimes there's an obvious reason why. So there's been lots of dreams where I'm in a hallway and I'm running away from zombies, and there's a clock ticking for when this zombie is going to break through this door and eat my ass, right? So I felt it, I feel it in those moments. But there's also been moments like I'm in a car, maybe I'm in a speeding car, and I get the same sensation of, no, this is going downhill fast, this is turning into a nightmare, or I just shouldn't be here kind of thing. And I'll get that impending danger kind of feeling. It's not like anxiety, it literally feels like something's coming my way. Like yeah. So like, let's say someone is coming towards you with a knife. There is nothing you can do to stop it, because that's how my dreams are. If I have a nightmare, there is absolutely nothing I can do to stop these antagonists besides waking up. Like the dream is going to play out if I don't stop it. So think about that feeling if you can. Think about someone coming towards you and there's very little that you can... I don't want to trigger anybody, actually. It's that feeling. It's that feeling. I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to keep giving triggering examples if I don't really need to. So that sensation I get sometimes in my dreams, and it forces me into survival mode, and it forces me to try to get out of the dream. I don't know where that sensation comes from, unless it's obvious, unless it's zombies, unless it's a guy with a knife, unless it's a flooded room, unless it's a speeding car. I don't always know where that sensation is coming from. So I don't have a theory really for that. A reason why I had false awakenings, I don't have a theory for that either. The only thing I could think of, like, this is something that I thought of, like, the night of, was that I was trying to wake up. I was trying to be like, okay, I'm ready to wake up now. Time to wake up. It's over. Like, dream time over. We had a good session. Like, I think it was one of that kind of things. And my brain was just like, no, we're still dreaming. We're still dreaming. We're still doing dreams. It was almost like, if you're not going to commit to waking up, then we're not going to. So, I don't know. That's the impression I got from it, but I don't know if that's the reason why. I know a while back I did some research on false awakenings, because I did this whole presentation on lucid dreaming. So I know what they are, but I didn't do any reasons as to why they come around. So if anybody has any idea about that, let me know. But I mean, I don't know myself. So I do consider this dream a nightmare. While the dreams that I've said before, I don't know if I necessarily consider both of those nightmares. This one I do consider a nightmare, just because of the sheer panic of when I woke up and I saw the imagery of the crow and the bugs and things. But there's also the confusion factor that I did not like. I didn't like everything that was going on and just like kind of being at the hands of my dreams as usual, but in so much of a more irritating way. So also with the bugs and the bird, I have a phobia of bugs, which fucking sucks. I know. I've come a long way, but literally when I was a kid, I was terrified of bugs, especially if they flew and they buzzed around and they got near to my ears. I didn't know how to handle it. And it's funny, but I truly did not know how to handle it, and I truly was terrified. So there would be nights where there would be a bug in my room, and my parents wouldn't do anything about it because obviously it's like the middle of the night and they don't want to get up just to kill a bug. And I understand that, but like also they didn't do anything to like teach me how to get rid of it, or I mean they did, but like they didn't teach me how to man up and do it, and they also weren't killing it. So there was a lot of nights where I slept in the bathroom. I would check the entire bathroom for bugs, because if you go downstairs you can't really do that. I mean you can, but you could totally miss something. So I would check the whole bathroom, and I would sleep in the bathtub. That's how afraid I was of these bugs. Maybe that imagery branched from that fear. I don't know. I have gotten better with bugs, if you're wondering. It still is completely overwhelming at times. What is my life? But it really is. But I can handle it. Like I lived alone for a year, and I lived in a dormitory for 2 years, basically on my own because I was in a single dorm, and I was able to handle the bugs mostly. Um, I've gotten so much better. I don't cry. I don't start hyperventilating over bugs anymore. But at the time, probably. At the time, probably. But yeah, let me know your thoughts. Let me know if you think that this is something psychological or something spiritual, or if this was just a manifestation of my daily activities, which is kind of what I usually lean towards with these. But also just let me know what you thought about it. Have you ever had a false awakening? Did you ever have multiple in a row? Uh, what do you think of mine? What do you think of the rustic dying trend? I don't know if it's dying, actually. I don't know why I'm putting it in the grave. But what do you think about the rustic shit? What do you think about crows? Because crows are my favorite bird, bitch. Let me know. And also tell me about your dreams. If you had a false awakening, tell me about it. Put it in the comments. Let me know. Let's talk about this shit. I want to talk about this shit. I just want a place where I can talk about my dreams. So, thank you so much for listening to my literal Dumbo-ness. And I look forward to sharing with you the next time I wake up.